call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. The Buckeyes will boot it away to start the game. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So USC's offense will take the field first. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right read.
Turning it on! They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Gets him down at the 26. Big play there. Give him 15 yards on the game, and they move the sticks. They'll give it to him again. He breaks a tackle. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line. All right, guys, let's think big picture USC. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
And it's so nice to have two teams playing so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out to that?
This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on 4th down. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Looking for a man. It's awesome. Makes the grab. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Trojans.
How about that first drive? The hardest thing to do in college football is win on the road. They're the underdog, coming into a hostile environment. What do? Possession 1, go right down the field and shut everybody in this building up.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Ohio State's offense has the ball for the first time. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Takes the easy completion. And he's just run out of bounds, maybe living to fight another day there. It'll be a loss on the play.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
It's complete on the right side. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. 3rd down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. He lobs one high down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Buckeyes decide to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw, it's awesome. Got his man on the right. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Well, that helped the completion percentage, but the idea was yards after the catch, and it didn't happen.
Great job on defense, too. See ball, get ball. They saw exactly when that ball was spit out. You saw the defense fly to the front.
Pulls it in. It's Browning. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
Hey, really nice job on defense, too. Understanding the situation. It's 3rd down. We're fine giving up completions right there. We're not giving up the 1st down. We're keeping the football and the ball carrier in front of us, and we're tackling the catch. Awesome job, and now you set up 4th down.
That's the end of the period, and USC has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Play of the period, 1st down here. Looking downfield on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Hang on, Swoopy. The Buckeye crowd alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. Well, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it 1st down at the 39. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Fires to the tight end.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch.
Unloads it downfield. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Buckeyes line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Oh, he's got some space. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a 1st down.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front, paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the 2nd level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Trojans are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Here's the handoff. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down. Coming out on first down with the play fake. He tries to take the top off. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Got his man quickly. Some really tough running there. Gets him to the 45-yard line. The Buckeyes come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. He'll do it himself. They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy first down pickup on the option.
Makes the grab ready for the first down. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24. And the Trojans in a good spot here with second and short. They'll send the back in motion. Back to the ground with the running back. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Really nice job creating his own space, running with attitude. He's up to the 37-yard line. The Trojans with a second and short to keep this drive moving. To the air, it's awesome. Under fire. Grab near the marker, it's Browning. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
And the Trojans will line it up on first and 10. They'll go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's second and 10. Back to pass. They're setting up the screen. Breaks into the open. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling. From the 30-yard line on first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The lost yardage leaves him with second and 11. Looking to fire. Zings it complete to the right. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. We'll give him a couple on that one. Second and 8 coming up.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get...
And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Trojans!
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Off-play action on first down. Fires to the big fella. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Clock still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Fires to the big fella. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great one going down in Columbus today. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. Time to put an end to the speculation and find out. They're inside the horseshoe.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
And the Buckeyes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Here's an open space downfield. He has the first and still on his feet. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another one.
There he goes. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Makes the catch. It's Browning. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
From the gun, running back on the move. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Trojans come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it from the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Throws for the tight end. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute. The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on 3rd down. Looking downfield, it's awesome. Right down the middle. A strike downfield. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It would...
Turning it on! He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. And the Trojans had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Power ahead. Touchdown, Southern Cal! And that one will give them the lead.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, elation on one sideline, deflation on the other in the hotly contested Sunflower Showdown. Kansas State went scorched earth in a double-digit win that might have been worse had they not sat the starters there in that 4th quarter. Total destruction by the Cats in a statement win if there ever was one. This game may or may not impact the college football playoff, fellas, but it's bound to shake things up in the Big 12 standings.
Hey, Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Looking to throw on first down. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
And those corner routes, those quarterbacks need to throw the ball with some air and put it towards the sideline, away from the defender. You could tell a little bit maybe underthrown. The defender doing a good job sticking with the play, getting his hand on the football, and getting the deflection.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Makes the grab. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. The Buckeyes are on the move. Wants to throw again. Finds his tight end. Oh, he's got some space. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Off-play action. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Flowers. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. As we head to the quarter break, it is USC holding the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So the final period starts with a second down play. Motion from the wide receiver. Pulls it and fires to the left. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
You know, as a defensive back, you want to force the quarterback to make plays way outside, towards the sideline. That's a long throw. It requires a lot of arm strength and a lot of touch at the same time. Great job forcing the play out wide, making the big interception.
Got enough for the first down and wants more. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. Gets the back moving. Back to throw. It's awesome. Makes the catch. It's Browning. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat that clock and you want to possess the football. Just nice to have that kind of guy.
He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Trojans kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short.
At this this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the Trojans will snap it on 1st and 10. From the gun, running back gets to give. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. Handoff from the gun. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Trojans will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, USC! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
Going right to work up top. They'll run the screen. Got room to work. Breaks into the open. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The Buckeyes in the hurry-up.
Great job by the defense that time getting the sack, but no time to celebrate. You got to line up right now because the offense is going tempo.
Now the connection takes it to the 11. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Makes the catch. They will score. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
Trailing by a touchdown here in the 4th, they'll try to get it back with the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. One-possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high-percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult point of the game to execute at a high level, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball game's over. And that's your sole objective. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few first downs, walk out with the W.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Great Nick Saban often says players often respond better to losses. They listen more than they do if they're getting away with things in wins. So maybe this is an opportunity to recalibrate.
I think you take it first and you internalize it and you get upset because obviously the goal was to win the game. But you also got to flip the switch really quickly, Jesse, and say, okay,